Yo guys, what's up guys? We're in Sydney, Australia guys, right now. What was said is promised. I know you guys wanted this type of videos. I haven't done this type of videos in I would say years. However, in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the first time I've done ketamine. Alright guys, so before starting everything, I've done ketamine here in Australia, in Sydney. As you guys know, I'm solo traveling, I've traveled here with some YouTubers, etc. And obviously, I like doing things on my own, and boom, from out of nowhere, one thing led to another, and I'm doing fucking ketamine, guys, alright? Let me tell you guys a story. Basically, me, Polo Kid, and Eric, we went out, on a night out, typical, boom, hey, talking to people, etc., talking to girls, obviously, alright? Anyways, in one of those approaches that I've done, I met this girl who ends up being a stripper, right? Beautiful girl, good girl, etc., right? I'm not gonna talk shit about her. The thing is that, boom, I talked to her, we talk, we hit it off really good, she gives me her number, etc., and boom, we leave it at that. And that was Friday, and then 2 days later, me and her, we texted, etc., to meet up. We go to this club here in Sydney, it's called Ivy's. We meet up at Ivy's, alright, and obviously, I'm a gentleman. I ended up buying her some drinks, and as soon as I bought her a vodka and cranberry, and boom, she fucking takes that shit like if it's a fucking shot. Anyways, we keep going, I go oh shit. You want another one? Boom, and then I buy her another one, and boom, she takes that shit like it's a fucking shot, alright? A fucking full drink, right? She's with her friend, because she also had her friend there, it was me and the two girls, right? I start making out with her, etc., and I'm getting turned on, she's getting turned on, etc., and then she goes hey, do you want to come back to my place and do drugs? And I go do drugs? What drugs do you mean? and then she goes all of them. And I go oh, fuck. Damn, I honestly didn't want that, but fuck it. In that moment, I'm in the state of damn, I'm trying to fuck, or what the fuck, yeah, if you want to do drugs and I'm trying to fuck, right, dude, you do whatever the fuck you want, right? I'm not fucking trying to go for the mission, right, basically. We go back to her place, and then the drugs of what she was talking about, she starts doing meth, she starts doing all this fucking shit, and I go oh, fuck, damn, that shit kind of turned me off a little bit. I didn't do anything in that moment, because I was just trying to figure out how the fuck am I gonna handle this shit, you feel me? The thing is that basically, we ended up going to the beach with me and her friend, and her, obviously. We go to the beach, we hang out there for a little bit, we come back to her place again, and then she offers me ketamine. And at that point, here in Sydney, I don't know what the fuck is up with the laws. After a certain amount of time, I think it's past 12 or something, you can't buy alcohol, right? I don't know what the fuck is this. Anyways, the thing is that I couldn't buy more alcohol, I was bored out of my mind, trying to see what the fuck. And these girls are being nice, trying to talk to me with deep stuff, etc., which is cool. And then in that moment, I go okay, fuck it. She offers me ketamine. I go all right, fuck, I'm gonna do a line. And boom, she offers me, and then I do it. As soon as I snorted it, because you gotta snort that shit, I felt it relaxed me. I felt it was in the beginning pretty nice, right? And then the conversation got a little bit more loose, I started to care less about what we're talking about, etc., In that moment, my objective was, was to fucking kill, you feel me? But in that process, of doing this and that, it wasn't obviously possible, right? The thing is that I'm doing that, right? And then I'm thinking of one thought, and then another thought, and then another thought, and then another thought. She's wanting to talk to me about deep shit, about her life and how she's not happy with her life, etc., So I go I have two options here, Either I fucking give her a reality check, or I fucking play it off and try to fucking accomplish the mission, right? And in that moment, I was fuck. I don't know, my instinct was fuck it, bro, you want to talk deep shit? I'm gonna talk deep shit with you, because I'm a real fucking person, She wants to talk about deep shit, all right, let's talk about deep shit. What's going on with this and that and that? I start asking questions, etc. We talk, and turns out, she's not happy with her life, etc. She showed me her way of thinking about life. Why can't everybody be good and safe, etc., and I get it, she was sad about that, and I was fuck, I mean, fucking life isn't like that, Unfortunately, there's good people, there's bad people. That's always gonna happen. I told her that the reason why you're thinking like this is because, unfortunately, you're doing all this fucking shit, meth and all this fucking shit that, damn, bro, fuck. While I was talking to her about that, trying to give her a reality check, I was jumping off the fucking drug of ketamine, should I tell her this, should I tell her that? It made me overthink a lot, and I couldn't get my thoughts straight, because we were talking about one thing and then another thing and then another thing and then another thing and I was oh fuck. Did I enjoy it? I felt like it was pretty enjoyable. Obviously, it's a drug that many people do, many people like, to be honest. And it's a pretty enjoyable drug and experience, but I feel like if you're gonna do ketamine, you gotta do it with people that obviously are your friends, you know, that you connect with, etc. You know, you can't be doing it with strangers. I did it with a stranger, you know, which ended up being a good person, you know. But at that moment, you know, I had like other intentions, you know, I was trying to, you know, like accomplish the mission and doing all of this and that, you know, so it was just difficult. Would I try it again? I feel like I would try it again depending on the circumstance and obviously with who I'm doing it with. But overall, doing this, doing that, you know, doing this drug, not doing this drug, at the end of the day, that's not gonna change you. It's not like you're gonna do this drug and then you're gonna be figure out like, oh my God, this is how life is and this is how the best thing that you can do. No, it doesn't work like that. If you wanna change in your life, you gotta do it. A drug isn't gonna make you change. You're not gonna be a better person because you do a drug, or you're gonna be a worse person because you do a drug. If you wanna change and you wanna be a better person, you gotta have to put in the work. Unfortunately, that is how it is with everything, all right? You mature, you learn new stuff, you know, but at the end of the day, you always come back to the reality, which is the only person that is gonna change you is you, all right? Not anyone else. I just want to tell you guys, you know, this little quick story, you know, that happened to me here in Sydney. You know, I was alone, you know, doing this shit, which ended up being nice. You know, it wasn't a bad experience overall, but I would have preferred, obviously, you know, to obviously have done it with people that were more of like my friends, you know. Not that this situation was bad at all. Matter of fact, I had fun that night. But obviously, you know, if you're thinking about one thing and then you're jumping off the drug with like thinking about this and this and this and this and this, it's fucking hard, right? That is the quick story I wanted to tell you guys what ketamine felt like for me. Obviously, you know, I'm traveling in this place, you know, alone in Sydney. I'm gonna be flying to Melbourne next to do some interviews, obviously, you know, like the ones that you've already seen already. Apart from that, guys, subscribe to AlvaroX9, baby. Peace out, baby. Alright guys, I'm leaving Sydney. I'm going to Melbourne right now. You see I got my bags right here, everything. Obviously the camera. I'm gonna meet up with Eric and Polo Kid right now.
What's good, guys? My name is Alvaro. Welcome to another video. Are guys more fucking toxic than girls? Today, find out in today's new video. I just dropped it now. Link in bio. Link in bio.
Alright guys, so I'm in the Sydney airport right now. Yeah, in the beginning I used to be really scared of vlogging like this in the airport, but now I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm obviously in a place where nobody knows me, right? But besides from that, I need to find where my gate is, because now we're going to Melbourne. What I do know from Melbourne right now is that it's more of a party town than Sydney. Jetstar, which is like the Spirit equivalent, or like the Frontier equivalent. I'm gonna call it the Frontier equivalent because I like Spirit. The Frontier equivalent of Australia, they cut my ass. I had to pay like 7 Australian bucks because my bag, this, is over 3 kilos. So yeah, that was fucked up. Alright guys, so I just arrived at the airport here in Avalon. Can you believe? Anyways, I just bought a ticket here to go to Melbourne. It's 27 Australian dollars, equals 16 bucks, 17 bucks. Okay, so that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, I saw how much an Uber costed from here to my hostel, and it's like 99 Australian dollars. So I'm definitely not paying that. I'm paying the cheaper option. And fuck it, let's go. Look at this, this is a city. Way more than Sydney, that's crazy. I used to think Sydney was the biggest city, but this? God. Wow. Crazy. Yeah guys, so I just arrived at Melbourne. There's a 7-Eleven. There's everything, huh? Hungry Jack's, which is like I told you guys on Instagram, the equivalent of Burger King here in Australia. And damn, my first looks, as you guys saw in that little clip that I showed you guys, Melbourne is a city. I'm thinking it's might be even bigger than Sydney. I was talking all that fucking smack and shit about Sydney being like, oh shit, like the biggest city, but no, like, I'm thinking Melbourne it is. We're gonna find out right now though, huh? Alright guys, I don't know how legal or illegal this shit, what I'm about to do it is. But, there we go. Alright, that was easy. Anyways, take a look at this, guys, alright? Take a look at this. Please, guys, take a look at this. Take a look at this building. Oh my gosh, look at that. The infrastructure. In order to get to my hostel, we need to take one of these. These, I don't know what they're called. I know, I'm gonna know what they're gonna be called as days go by, but right now, I just got here, you know, to be honest. It was an hour flight. I thought it was 3 hours. It was just 1 hour flight. It was pretty nice. They fucking charged me extra though, so I fucking hate that shit. But besides from that, nothing, guys. Hopefully this is the bus 96. What I noticed is that, yeah, the weather here is more chilly, and apart from that, we're gonna be going to St. Kilda. I am 25 minutes away from my stop. I see some people like they come and they pay with their little card right here, like these people. But truly, like I didn't pay. So I don't know if, I mean, here, what I'm assuming, you know, is like, here they, if you want to, you pay. If you don't want to, I just got off this, I don't even know what they're called, PT, I'm gonna just call it PT, whatever. Yarra trams, because that's the official name of it. Anyways, take a look at what's around me right now, just so you guys can get an idea of like what this looks like. This is obviously not as pretty as Sydney from what I see. It's a little bit more dirty. What else? A lot of smoke. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but there is definitely a lot of smoke, or not smoke, but like also like dust. A lot of dust as well. Wouldn't call it my favorite in compared to the other places, but fuck. Yeah, guys, fuck. I truly don't even know, like, crossing and all this shit. Fuck. Alright. When I get to the hostel, guys, this is it for the video. Just got to Melbourne. When I get to the hostel, I'm gonna be showing you guys a little pan in front of it. Hopefully it's nice. And apart from that, we're gonna be going around the city as well very soon. Also to give you guys a little panoramic view of the nightlife, etc., you know. And obviously we're gonna keep on going with the interviews as well, guys, alright? Apart from that, guys, this is the Australia ship, baby. Let's go.
Zambi